Hey everybody, that was just a little live test. I seen a couple people join in, so that's good. At least people are getting to see some live video. I just wanted to check that out, see how it all worked. Haven't really done it, so this is probably it. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, my original never made this noise. This is the Santa pylon, and I did take it apart, and what I found is the motor shaft is bouncing back and forth. So I got to either figure out how to solve that problem or maybe get a new motor for it. But I still love that accessory. Kids love it. We're gonna just turn it off so we don't have to hear that clicking. Got Luna here. Turn out the light. Turn up the lights. I'm gonna shut down Express so we don't have to listen to the. Okay, here we go. Shut down.
Go into the register room to sign out.
So, anyways, this was just, like I said, this was just a quick live test. I wanted to see how it worked. Never done it before. Figured what better way to start is with some just some trains running. You know, I'm not trying to create a YouTube empire here, but figured I'd let you guys see some stuff. I'm gonna flip the camera around and maybe go through the layout a little bit while we're live for a few minutes and show you the layout. All right. This is my Polar Express scene. The boy's house with the lights, the boy, the hero boy, and the conductor. It's usually where I take some Polar Express pictures. This is the Lionel MTH barn that Lionel got the tolling for. Put some Christmas lights on. I don't know if you can see the blinking Rudolph in the window, but that's Rudolph's window. And of course the Santa pylon, which I already mentioned. I know nobody's here right now, but I'm going to keep on talking. I think this goes up as a loaded video. I replaced my regular station with the MTH Polar Railroad station that they came out with, similar to the Polar Express North Pole station with the lights. MTH has done a tremendous job putting LEDs on things. Got the Polar Express reindeer car. Yes, the paint is definitely a little lighter, but I've decided to keep it after the kids have responded positively to it. But I will still ask Lionel, you know, it'd be really nice to have the right colors. Let's work on that, guys. There's the bipolar, tripolar, Polar Express bipolar with the RPO car, which used to be the wrong color, and they corrected it. And some of the different Polar Express cars that I've collected. Let's see if we can get the dogs barking at the pet shop. Got a little pet shop. Picked that up late in the game. The Miller Engineering sign. Heinz ketchup, that's one of the better earlier ones, so it's a little better. Let's turn off the dogs. The Santa Fe is one of my favorite engines. I think Lionel did a great job on this, knocked it out of the ballpark. Of course, I accompany that with a couple of MTH flat cars with lights, the Christmas tree and the Santa, and then the Lionel Christmas-themed, I forget what they call these cars. On the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember, so sorry about that. Got the UFO diner there. I got the Hindenburger over there. That's part of the Route 66 stuff. The only thing I'm missing is the dinosaur gas station. Can't remember the name of that off the top of my head either. I run Kodiak Junction using the LCS system. So, like I said, I can turn off the dogs. turn on the dogs, turn off the dogs. I can fire switches from here. And because it's a bigger overview of the layout, I also created some smaller scenes of the layout so I can quickly access stuff. Here's just everything that's a couple blocks, the pet store momentary, or the pet store on-off. So I've created all those within the LCS system, just to make it a little easier to, rather than having all this on the screen at once. Also, I have a whole bunch of routes that I can fire. I don't know if I got any trains on switches, so I don't necessarily want to fire them right now. But yeah, you can fire multiple switches with one button push. Usually what I do is fire the inner loop and then back to the outer loop or the sidings or anything like that. But yeah, LCS, got the LCS modules here. Got the Wi-Fi module, the SCR2, which is primarily communicating with DCS, which, yes, I do have DCS. The ASC2, which has now been regulated to accessories. It used to do switches, but I got the Wi-Fi switches, so I don't, or the command switches, so I don't use that anymore. Got the STM, which feeds back the switch position of the switches, regardless of whether I throw them manually or the train throws them, whatever. It accurately relays that information back to the LCS system. So if I walked over to this switch and instead of throwing it with the remote or the LCS system and I turn it, you see that the switch position changes on the LCS. So you're getting feedback back to the LCS system. And finally, I have a block power controller, which I have one block that's this outer loop up to the switch. I have two blocks here and here to keep the sidings. And then this is another block to keep that siding non-active. But yeah, like I said, while I'm live here, while I'm testing out the live, I figured I'd just walk around the layout a little bit. Probably not all that interesting as some of the bigger layouts that we see on the YouTube channels. My one and only Menards building was Fire Station 10, which reminded me of Station 51 off of Emergency. So me being a child of the 70s and 80s, I had to have that. I got a couple Pittsburgh trolleys. The Allegheny County Fair is a PS2, I believe, and this is a PS1. And then I got that trolley off of Walt, which was on the OGR forum. I don't remember. Hobbycraft, Western Hobbycraft trolleys. One of my favorite accessories here is the Hobo Tower. I really, 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 really wish Lionel would remake these. They say they lost the tolling. Let's make some new tolling, Lionel. A lot of hobo stuff. I love the hobo stuff. So that's the campfire. And over here, they call this the Hobo Hotel. It's basically a box car with the hobos sitting in it, guy playing a banjo or whatever inside, and fire, flickering fire. Here's my smokestack. Now, what I did with this smokestack is I got a hint from a friend. I don't know if you can see, well, you can definitely see the little box down there I made. There's a little PC fan in there, a really tiny PC fan that's pushing air up through the smokestack. So it normally without the fan, it would just kind of bubble over, not really stream out of there. But with the little fan going, it's a little 9-volt fan, just blowing out some, pushing some air across it so it blows a little bit better. Right now I got root beer in there, so trying to see if there's anything else I can cover before we close out this live test. Well, let's look at my power. My power is a ZWL for the trains, all the track. A ZWC controls most of the accessory power. Of course, I got the legacy system. I do have the MTH Wi-Fi system connected to my DCS, which is hanging off the back of the unit, or the back of the shelving. And again, the LCS system, which makes for throwing switches and sidings and blocks a lot easier. And again, you can make these neat little buttons. Get the dogs barking. Don't have any MTH engines on here right now because I don't have any Christmas themed MTH engines, and right now that's kind of the layout theme. Do have some stuff on the wall here. These are the engines that I took off for the Christmas season so that I could put on the Polar Express. Here's the Polar Express billboard, which is nice, but boy, they're noisy. If you don't mind hearing clank, clank back and forth, it's not too bad. But what else? John Deere factory, or John Deere store. I put a couple tractors inside of there. Woodland Scenic buildings, in my opinion, they're some of the best buildings you can buy out there without having to build your own. So they're pretty awesome. I got another one over there. What else before I close this out? Got the Lionel Bluetooth radio station. It's always good for playing Christmas music through the station. People seem to enjoy that. And again, like I said, I got the Santa pylon, but boy, like I said, there is some play. There's some def play in that motor. I've had it all apart several times trying to get that shaft tightened up, but there's really not much I can do. I might have to just try to get a new motor for it. I got all the Polar Express cars except for the sleeper cars. Some of them aren't on here because obviously the layout's kind of small and I didn't want to be chasing my tail. So I put in, what is it? I put five plus the new reindeer car, which again, yep, it's a little lighter. I don't think it's quite as bad as the RPO car was, but I've decided to keep it, hang on to it. The kids really love the play value. Let me see if I can grab the remote here and maybe we'll fire that guy up a little bit, and while we're live we can listen to that. I gotta scroll. Problem with live, you gotta deal with me holding a camera. Okay, so this is the sound you get from, and then there's an unload or a load button.
Let's give him a walk around. Okay, big boy, behave yourself. Up you go. Great job loading. Now let's get these tired deer home. Will somebody check on Santa's sleigh? Whoa. All right, nice job. Let's give them a walk around. They need to be walked for a bit, so let's ease them around. All right, nice job.
And that sequences through different sayings, and then you can unload.
Arrived at the North Pole. Let's get them unloaded.
All righty. I'll take her from here. Thanks.
Great job unloading. Now let's get this car cleaned out. All right, open up the gate. Let's get these deer unloaded.
And you can turn on.
That's it. Ease her out of the stall.
Turn on.
Nice work. At the North Pole before sunup.
Okay, now he's done. You can turn it on, the lights on and off from your cab too. It has a flat wheel feature and pretty much anything that's been on the other freight cars. Other than that, like I said, just trying out the live service, seeing how that worked. I hope the one or two of you that chose to tune in Enjoyed the little tour. Enjoyed the trains running. Like I said, I wasn't trying to do anything just to try out the live stream, so I figured trains running, what could be worse, or what could be better than trains running? Oh yeah, the little Polar speeder. So that's a cool little guy. He doesn't do much, but engine 7, he just zips around. Still a little cool little motorized unit for what I needed to do. I needed something to fill that inner loop. It was kind of Christmas themey. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you guys that did tune in. Appreciate it. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, if you're not a subscriber already, you want to shoot a thumbs up, I appreciate it. Hopefully, I hope to grow this channel. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be like a super YouTuber like some of the guys on the OGR forum and on the YouTubes. They're incredible content. They got the time. They got some nice layouts. Something I don't have either of. I mean, I like my layout. It's a kind of a temporary one until I move it upstairs. But I do like doing videos and trying to give some information out the best I can. I'm going to do a video here shortly on connecting my houses and stuff. Nothing big, no big deal, but a little idea that I'd like to pass along, so I'm going to do a video on that. So again, thanks for tuning in. I know it wasn't the most interesting live feed that you probably see with trains, but it was a test, so I wanted to see how that worked out. I'll see how it works out, see what the analytics are, see if it's worth doing any kind of live streaming of anything else. We were going to try to live stream the Legacy meeting if we had one in the fall, but due to Lionel not participating in York and some problems getting a time secured by the Eastern Division TCA, we just weren't able to come up with anything. So hopefully maybe in April, Base 3 comes out next year sometime. We don't know when. So we're hoping maybe if we do have a Legacy meeting, Base 3 will be either available or on the verge of being available, and then we'll have a Legacy meeting. We're going to invite the folks from Lionel to come and talk about it, and maybe we can try a live stream. But right now I'm limited to like 25 people, and since I haven't even seemed to come close to that, I'm not sure I'm really worried about that. So... all right, guys, thanks a lot. This will probably be up on my YouTube channel to watch. You can watch me ramble on about things on my layout and scan through all the boring stuff and get to the important stuff of seeing the trains run. Or if you see something on the layout you have a question on, why don't you put it in the comments, and I'll try to answer it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for helping me make this live test, and we'll see you. Thanks.